Join Prophecy Talk for analysis of world events and unfolding Bible prophecy. Brought to light by prophecy expert and author Erika Grey of www.erikagray.com.
2015 began with the Charlie Hebdo attack, and news of the Islamic State atrocities continued with the shocking video of the burning Jordanian pilot, which brought swift retaliation from Jordan. The terrorist attack in Paris, the lockdown in Belgium, and shooting at San Bernardino's Social Services Center marked 2015 as the year the world changed, as an attack can now happen anywhere and anytime. One of the most asked questions in Google was, "Is it safe to go to Paris?" which prompted my video rhetorical response of, "In these end times, is anywhere safe?" With the increase in terrorist acts, also came an increase in violence against Muslims and mosques. This lined with the nation rising against nation and commotions predicted in the end-time Bible prophecy in the Gospels. Russia entered the war in Syria in September. In December, 24 nations in the Islamic coalition joined with the American, Australian, Canadian, and Western European nations, bringing a total of 53 nations united against the Islamic State. We have what amounts to a World War III against the Islamic State. These events prompted some Bible prophecy writers to erroneously teach that the Islamic State was the revived beast of Revelation and that Islam is the whore of Babylon in Revelation chapter 17. Rather, it is the fulfillment of the signs of the times predicted by Jesus, of nation rising against nation, and of 2 Timothy, which forecasts the brutality of the end times. Nothing reveals this greater than the educated Europeans, scientists, and doctors joining the Islamic State and partaking in its brutality. We saw tensions rise between the U.S. and Russia, with the U.S. acting aggressively towards Russia by issuing and renewing sanctions and sending nuclear arms to NATO in Germany. Russia responded by issuing a warning and flexing its powers. This caused some analysts to wonder if a war between Russia and the U.S. might ignite. Concerning Russia, we saw a wrench get thrown into the Ezekiel 38 alliance predicted, where Turkey is predicted to be aligned with Russia. When Turkey deliberately shot down the Russian fighter plane, Russia retaliated. It put a halt to its economic and political ties with Turkey and exposed Turkey as facilitating the oil trade of the Islamic State, which is Russia's enemy. Not only did Turkey stab in the back its friend and ally Russia, but Turkey also harmed NATO by both acting without consulting NATO, and then it tried to hide behind the alliance after committing an act of war. Turkey's stab in the back showed the kind of betrayal that will become more common in these end times. In 2015, the European Union's new Commission president began his tenure. The jovial Jean-Claude Juncker, who had served as the first permanent of the Eurogroup, he proposed plans to create a digital single market, develop an EU energy union, and negotiate TTIP. He also expects to conclude a deal with Britain while continuing to tighten economic and monetary union. In 2015, Juncker called for an EU army to face up to Russia and other threats. Juncker called on the EU to forge its own relations with Russia apart from the United States. He also faced the EU's refugee crisis, which, according to The Independent, more than 1 million refugees have reached Europe so far this year by sea alone, as migration continues on a scale not seen since the Second World War. The influx caused a great deal of conflict, with dramatic increases in rape, draining of public resources, to the fear of the influx of terrorists and of the continent becoming primarily Islamic. It was another crisis that showed the EU's weakness and its lack of a common asylum policy, which is being called for by European liberals. We can expect to see these crises lead to more Europe and the EU further uniting, which Juncker and other EU politicians have called for. During 2015, Juncker faced the possibility of a Grexit, and it did not happen. But in 2016, the EU faces Brexit, which might be the catalyst, breaking the EU into an inner core, which lines up with the 10-nation federation predicted in the book of Revelation. On the social front, 2015 became the year of same-sex marriage and the U.S. Supreme Court ruling, and the year same-sex marriage swept the globe. It was also the year that 6'2" Olympic gold medal winning athlete Bruce Jenner became a woman, and his transformation became a media sensation. Along with Jenner, we read about children opting for the same change, and some with their parents' blessing. We saw changes in birth certificates and states adopting gender-neutral birth certificates. 2015 became the year when society erased the lines of male and female. Weather-wise, we continue to see severity, from early winter in 2015 with record snowfall breaking all-time records to the warm temperatures of December also breaking records. 2015 was also the year of Goliath, the deadliest storm system of the year, and now taking on the name of a giant warrior. South Carolina rains were so extreme, the governor referred to them as a 1,000-year event. 2015 also hit the UK with severe historic floods. We also saw other signs in nature, such as record numbers of walruses washing ashore and the appearance of 60,000 dead antelopes. All of these events were overshadowed by the eclipsing third and fourth blood moon of the tetrad. In technology were also breakthroughs, and in 2015, scientists were able to create scissors to alter genes. Smartphone use increased so that 2015 became the year of mobile, with payment apps giving way to digital wallets, leading us closer to the mark of the beast and the world in which it will be implemented. 2015 was a memorable year for end times Bible prophecy, with the signs of the times in full force. Now, the almost dire appearance of 2016, in which we will see more unfolding and escalation of the signs of the end times.